Yo, what's poppin', y'all? It's your boy Stacks, and I'm back at you with another episode of Go Up Inside. Big shout out and much love to everyone that has been tuning into my videos, pressing like, leaving all the good comments and positive feedback. I appreciate that shit. 1,000. And to all my day ones, much love. And if you haven't done it yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button with the little notification bell. That way, every time I drop a new video or a freestyle, y'all get a message and you can view my shit first. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, what I'm gonna talk about today, man, I touched on a little bit, and I think like two, maybe three of my previous videos. I spoke on it more on my interview with Death on Lockdown 23 and 1. The link for that will be in the bio. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, you can click it and catch that. What I'm gonna talk about, man, is a fucking full-blown riot that got incited and sparked over a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So it wasn't necessarily just because of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Let me start by saying that. It was just the peanut butter and jelly sandwich at the time put the icing on the cake of everything that was going on probably for a whole year and a half or so prior to that, which was a lot of abuse. Motherfuckers were getting restrained by staff. They weren't even getting restrained. They were getting jumped. Eyes split. I have a scar from it. Was choked in my sleep. I just dropped that video. You know what I'm saying? Tons of shit was going on like that. I have a suicide story of a kid that was 17 years old and he fucking hung himself because of all the bullshit that he was going through. But anyway, I'm going to talk about a riot, man. Full-blown riot. Lasted over an hour long. Took like 30 cops to come in and shut the shit down. Shit was crazy, man. People were running around the hallways with fire extinguishers. Staff members locked themselves into the bubble at one point in time, and they said, all right, you want to lock yourself in the bubble? Wow, hit the fucking back of the fire extinguisher just enough to fit the nozzle through and smoked them out. So, I laugh, but it's not funny. It's not funny because people did get hurt. You know what I'm saying? And, but like, I laugh because it was crazy. It's just, when you think about it, it just sounds like some shit that came out of a movie. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to glorify or make fun of it in any type of way, but let me tell you, the staff members that got fucked up, they were doing stuff to us too. Two wrongs don't make a right, eye for an eye, whatever, but they were fucking us up as well, but for a much longer period of time than what we did to them. And I say we because I was one of the residents getting fucked up. I didn't really get involved in the riot and involve myself in assaulting staff because I had already gotten in trouble for escape, and I was doing a juvenile life bid basically, and I was a lot of years into my sentence at this time when the riot popped off. You know what I mean? So I have the fucking screenshots of the riot. I'm gonna actually read them to you at the end of the video and put the screenshots up of them. It's the article of fucking the newspaper's article of when the riot went down. I ended up in the rec room, right? And me and my homie that was from the same town as me, we decided, yo, listen, we're gonna have each other's back and we're not gonna fuck no one up unless we have to. If they come at us, then that's what we're gonna do. But we're in the rec room and there's motherfuckers getting beat up out in the hallway, literally stomped the fuck out, and we're sitting there playing Madden. Like, yeah, we're gonna take this little minute to, get our Madden fixing and shit. So we're in there playing Madden, and people were getting their jaws broken out in the hallway and shit like that. And so what happened was the dude got caught trying to trade a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You know what I'm saying? And the staff members seen it, whatever, and instead of just letting it go, it's a fucking 5-cent peanut butter and jelly sandwich, if that. Now, you gotta remember, these placements are buying these shits in bulks of fucking 5,000, you know what I'm saying? And then they serve them to the residents for 3 years. It doesn't matter if they go out of date. They throw them in the freezer and just serve them bitches. You know what I'm saying? And, he could have just left him keep the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but instead he wanted to be a dick. He wanted to be a dick, and there was actually a female staff member present at the time of when all this shit went down, and I feel as though the guy was trying to show off for the female. Because I don't give a damn what they say. These dudes are counselors and they have this and they have that. They're regular people like you and me. They act just as immature as anyone else. You know what I mean? And they're not professional what the fuck soever. You know what I mean? So I feel like dude was probably trying to impress the female and you know, he was trying to punk the kid. I don't know what words were exchanged, but he made him give him the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you know? He could have just left him keep it. So they ended up getting into a scuffle, and punches were thrown, and then one of his homies seen it down the hallway, and he started like wilding out, and the staff tried to help him, and boom, cracked him, and then next thing you know, there was fucking bodies everywhere. Anyone who wasn't locked in their room at that moment was fucking running around, like just wilding out, you know, spraying the fire extinguishers. I seen a fucking kid break a broomstick in half and hold the sharp ends up to the staff member's neck and say, "Give me the fucking keys." And he said, "I don't have no keys." I think he was just an intern at the time. Dude, imagine that. You're fucking, you know, thinking you're just gonna come and do a regular old night at work, you know, and then you end up fucking getting a broomstick stuck to your neck for the keys, and here you are only 2 weeks in the place. A lot of people got hurt. Dudes got charged for it. Like I said, I actually have the screenshots of the article, and I have the people's names crossed out and shit, obviously for confidentiality and shit, but it goes into detail and explains everything that happened and shit. And it was one of the craziest times ever, fucking me doing my whole 7-year bid. It was one of the craziest moments and one of those times that really stick out to me. You know what I'm saying? I go into a lot of detail about it on Death's channel. So like I said, the link for that will be in the bio. So if you guys really want to hear me like break down everything that happened and what I saw and shit like that, go watch it on his channel. And don't forget to subscribe. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go into too much detail on this video because I'm going to read the article. I actually have the article for it, but I just wanted to come and break down a little bit what I'm going to be talking about, what it was about, and some of the funny moments from the fucking riot. You know, I hope everyone has been like, you know, enjoying the content, enjoying the freestyles and shit. I accept all feedback. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everyone that has been tuning in. Thanks for watching the video. And if you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button, smash like, and hit the notification bell. That way, every time I drop a video, you're going to view the shit first. You know what I'm saying? Till next time, y'all. You. Nearly 6 hours of testimony was heard Tuesday during a pretrial hearing in Montour County Court discussing evidence and accusations against 3 Philadelphia men allegedly incited a riot at the North Central Secure Treatment Unit in December. 7 staff members spoke in detail of the chaos, damage caused to the residential building, and injuries suffered by many of them from a riot involving up to 10 residents. The melee was allegedly sparked by an extra peanut butter and jelly sandwich given out before bedtime. Blank 20, blank 18, and blank 18 each face multiple aggravated and simple assault charges. They also face riot, obstructing law enforcement, and resisting arrest charges. Mr. Blank and Mr. Blank face additional charges relating to a separate assault at the treatment unit in October, when they were 2 weeks shy of turning 18. Those cases were certified to adult court and will be included in the riot case, according to Montour County District Attorney Robert B. Jr. Blank 17 of Philadelphia also faces charges relating to the December melee. Mr. Blank was charged as an adult because of his criminal record, which includes escaping from a juvenile detention facility in Carbon County, according to Mr. B. His case was not discussed Tuesday, but will soon go to trial, Mr. B said. In December, several people were taken to Geisinger Medical Center after police quelled the riot at the Green Building of NCSTU. Most of the victims missed work for several weeks, including one who just recently returned to the facility. According to the staff, the riot was sparked by 2 incidents as employees handed out snacks just before bed at 9 p.m. Harold Howie Hack, a youth development counselor, testified that he confronted Mr. Blank after another resident handed him a second sandwich. "There's no borrowing or lending allowed," Mr. Hack said. "There is only one snack given to residents before bed. He knew that." Quote, Mr. Hack said he and fellow staff member Jamie Bailey tried to convince Mr. Blank to get rid of the sandwich. The situation escalated and Mr. Blank being restrained against the wall. "I told him it's not worth getting in trouble over," Mr. Hack said. He refused and continued to walk past us. At the same time, fellow counselor Keith Davis got into an altercation with the juvenile who refused to go into his room. The confrontation also escalated where the two were allegedly struggling on the ground. Youth Development Aid Supervisor Matthew Laskowski testified that when he tried to help Mr. Davis, several other juveniles joined the fray. He then ordered the rest of the building to be locked down, including the neighboring residential dorm. According to the staff, a riot broke out when Mr. Blank went towards the fracas and 3 residents from the other dorm allegedly broke through the locked door and joined the melee. Mr. Blank and Mr. Blank were identified as 2 of the 3 coming from the other dorm. Mr. Blank said, "It's on, come on, let's go." And they started hitting staff, Mr. Hack said. "The closer they got, I just put my hands up to protect myself. I fell to the floor and took cover. I knew the kicks and punches were coming." 3 staff members said they were able to make it inside a staff station, while as many as a dozen residents wreaked havoc in the hallway, emptying fire extinguishers, breaking windows, and allegedly assaulting staff coming in response to the emergency call. Staff members described the scene as chaos and mayhem, with most of the alleged assault coming from Mr. Blank, Blank, and Blank. "When I came through the doors, there were 4 residents standing there in a boxing position," said Richard Pinelli, who was among the responding staff from the girls' unit. "There were other residents running around and staff on the floor with residents on top of them." Heath Oberlin, another responding staff member, said the scene surprised him. "They were standing with their fists balled up on their side," Mr. Oberlin said. Of the residents, "There was no way for me to react. I just kind of took it on. They started punching right away." It took roughly 30 police officers from 13 police agencies more than 30 minutes to regain control, according to reports. Blank, 20, of Philadelphia, and 2 other juveniles were also charged in relation to the riot. Mr. Blank was sentenced in March to 1 to 2 years in jail and given 118 days as credit. The juvenile cases were sent to juvenile court in their respective home counties. NCSTU, which is operated by the State Department of Public Welfare, is on the Danville State Hospital campus in Mahoning Township. Residents are sent there by juvenile court judges for intermediate periods. They range in age from 13 to 21.